How better is the Rebel 1100 compared to my Rebel 500? In this video, we're gonna find out together, but before that, let's roll the intro. Well, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to yet another video. If you're new here, I'm Mehmet Jafari, and that's my Rebel 500. And this, a Rebel 1100, owned by my boy, Fada. Thanks for letting me do this.
Welcome,
Appreciate you. We're gonna go for a ride, review it, so I can tell you how better a Rebel 1100 is compared to my 500. A lot of you guys had questions about what the difference is and how better a Rebel 1100 is compared to my 500. So before we lose the light, let's get on the bike, go for a ride, and we can talk about the differences and why a Rebel 1100 is better than a 500, or why would you like to buy this instead of a 500. Also, this looks pretty nice, kind of like a 69. Yes. All right, enough of that. Let's mount up and go for a ride. For starters, the Rebel 1100 is 1094 cc's with 86 horsepower and I think 78 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds or 5 seconds if I'm not wrong. And overall, the size is much bigger and much better than my 500, which is Fadot riding. The things that Fadot has added to the bike is a list of things: bar and mirrors, lights for better visibility, changed all the pedals to Burley brand, and also he got an exhaust install, which I think we featured in the first video I posted about this bike. Also has a lot of adjustability for the rear shocks. Also, he has this beautiful Memphis shades up front. It does protect you from the wind a lot better. We'll talk about the storage later, but let's get on the bike because we're gonna lose light. Damn, he already has 5,000 miles on this thing. I haven't ridden his bike for a long time, but just see how bigger this is compared to my bike. It's insane. Let's start it, let it prime. And whew, I'm a little scared. It's definitely a bigger, faster, and badder bike, if you may say. Comes with cruise control, all the rider modes. Now it's user, power, traction, and engine brake. And you can change that to sport mode, more power, mid engine brake, and less traction, standard mode, and also rain mode. Let's go back to user, how he rides it, less engine brake and more of the power. Okay, it sounds really good, but let's get out of here. This bike is throttled by wire, and it sometimes is a little different than my bike because the throttle is a little snappier, and not in a bad way, but it needs a little getting used to. Also, the sitting position is a little different than my bike. It's a little bit more control forward versus my bike, and it feels like better. It feels better to ride it versus my bike. It doesn't have the tension that I have right here, which I have on my motorcycle. Oof, that throttle by wire, man. It gets you sometimes. Honestly, just coming down, like I haven't ridden his motorcycle for a long time, but just coming down this little parking, it feels more agile to throw around. For me, it's a little easier to ride, not gonna lie. I'm not sure what the seat height is, but at 5 feet 10 inches, I can flat feet this thing. Also, my bike looks pretty good. I can definitely flat foot this. I think this is a little higher than my motorcycle. Fada does have handlebar risers on his motorcycle, so it sits a little higher and you can actually control a little better. It doesn't feel as much toward the handlebars as the Rebel 500 does, so it is more comfortable for riding a little longer. And I know that because when we went to Ocean City Cruise Week back in September, it was less comfortable for me to do so than it was for Fada, even though I have the Mustang seat and all that stuff added to the bike for it to be more comfortable. But this is toxic from the Rebel 1100 is good enough for a few hours of ride, and you don't necessarily need another seat. Okay, this thing is crazy. Has so much power, 85 or 86 horsepower. And the best thing about it is that you can actually see your revs holding up on this tachometer, because you can't do so with my motorcycle. This dash is actually pretty nice. I really wish that they had something like this for the 500 or the 300. Ooh, let's see how it handles. Oh my god, it handles so much better than my bike. All right, second gear, 35. And the highest speeds. I didn't even need to do anything. You can definitely feel the power. It's amazing. Let's try the cruise control real quick and get over with it. So turn it on, set it on 57 miles an hour, and you can just like let go and just enjoy this ride. I can feel this Memphis shades the screen to remove the air from my chest and my helmet a little more, and goes around it, so it definitely is better. Let's turn this off. He did add some high-vid pegs, so this is definitely more comfortable. Oh my god, this is more comfortable. And how you sit on the motorcycle lets you actually put your feet up and you don't have to hunch forward. That's why you can just relax the back and enjoy it a little more. Maybe I should have really bought myself a Rebel 1100 instead of the 500, but I didn't know this existed when I first bought my bike. Did I make the wrong choice? I think so. I don't know. The power delivery and everything is just much better. But it's definitely heavier too at 480 pounds. But I do like the color scheme and everything on my bike too. It's definitely faster. You can definitely tell how faster it is. And it's actually manageable. Even though it's like, as I mentioned, it's 480 pounds, it's not that hard to manage the weight when you ride it. It's definitely easy to throw it around. And overall, it's amazing. Okay, I'm just enjoying this. It's so easy to throw it around the corners. And you know you have the traction control and everything to help you out. And this is just the mid power. I'm wondering what happens if I put it in the sport mode. Alright, now we are in sport mode. You can change on the fly. Let's go back to fourth gear. 50 miles an hour. And third gear. Let's see how fast it goes. Okay. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power. Let's go back to user mode because we don't want to die. Anyway, I was talking about this dash. So when you change the modes, you have your total mileage. You can go through the average miles per gallon, which is 40. It's the constant one, which is like 46 now. And then your range, it does tell you the range, which is amazing. My Rebel 500 does not do that. And then total miles, and then I think there's a lot more ways to see your total average trip A and B, which I don't know how to get it. This is amazing. This is amazing. Good choice, good choice. Oh, you go ahead and I follow you. That was my clutch, I think. So yeah, it's really nice. It does show you the temperature too for outside, which is pretty nice. Oh, it's 5,050 miles. Let me tell him. 5,050. 50-50. It does pop, yeah. All right, let's go. 5,050. Oh my god, getting to high speeds is super easy, but also the engine is nice enough that it doesn't have that much vibration through the handlebars. I think overall it's a really nice bike. I have no complaints about it. About the fuel mileage and gas mileage, the tank is definitely bigger at 3.5 or 6 gallons if I'm not wrong. It gets around 45 miles per gallon, so it does go a little further than my 500 does, but also it consumes a little more because I get around 50 miles per gallon and this gets around 40 to 45. Is that a freaking Supra? go to the other lane. It's really nimble to throw it around, not gonna lie. 460-pound weight of this bike. It's really easy to throw it around and go around corners and curves. The competition for this motorcycle is Indian Bobber, also the Triumph Bobber, and I can tell you Farad has done his research and this motorcycle is way better than those two. Even though it has less horsepower than Indian Scout Bobber, it delivers a better power to weight ratio because it's definitely faster. Sorry, I forgot. I lost a train of thoughts because we haven't been riding together for a long time, and this is the first time in a month that we can ride again. It's amazing. Indian Scout Bobber, it has 100 horsepower, but because how heavier it is, it's not as fast as this motorcycle, and it's definitely not as maneuverable as this Rebel 1100. Also, the Triumph Bonneville Bobber, it does have a little less horsepower and also is heavier, and the 0 to 60 on that is 3.8. The Indian Scout Bobber is 4 seconds, and this is just 3.4, 3.5 seconds. So overall, it's a better bike to have and to ride, honestly, every day. Easy! Easy! Definitely faster than my bike. So the question that we asked before, is the Rebel 1100 a better bike than a Rebel 500? I'd say yes. Even though Farad was a new rider, he has started with this motorcycle, kept it in the rain mode for a month and a half, never scared himself because of the limited power delivery. He learned much more on his own bike, how to handle it, how to ride it. So if you're a new rider and you're thinking about either a Rebel 500 or 1100 and you have the extra cash, just go for the 1100 because it is a better motorcycle. No questions asked, no doubt. They've been both out for a long time, so the support for both of them are out there. There's a lot of accessories for both motorcycles. They're both Hondas, carry Honda name. They're both as reliable as they can be. Having a bigger gas tank is definitely a bigger help. It makes you go a little longer per filling up. The extra 40 horsepower is definitely significant, but not in a wrong way. It's not hard to manage this bike. It's not hard to ride this bike. You can put it in the rain mode and not have that much power coming into your bike. Again, Farad has it in user mode now for the longest time. It's still fast enough to get around, but also if you want to just have fun a little more, you can pop it in the sport mode and have no fear because it has all the power it needs. Let's come to a stop and I show you the one key feature that this Rebel 1100 has that my bike doesn't, and I wish it did. Implementing storage unit under the seat, which is just absolutely amazing. I wish my motorcycle had that. One more key thing, it comes with a USB-C charger. You can charge your phone with it, and that's absolutely amazing. So overall, the Rebel 1100 is way better than 500. It has enough power. So if you have the money, go for the 1100. If you don't, 500 is better than 300. Never get the 300. That's, I'm telling you again, Rebel 1100 is the answer. And I wish I knew this existed before I buy that. That thing is still fun. This thing is more fun. Better than that, for sure. Thanks again for letting me ride it. I appreciate you. Follow Farad on Instagram. Say thank you to him. Rebel 1100, guys. I'm really happy that he bought this bike. Learned from that. Came to this. It's amazing. I'm proud of you. I'm happy to. And I think with that all being said, if you guys have any questions about the Rebel 1100 or a 500, please let me know in the comment section down below. And make sure to like this video and also subscribe or share this video with your friends if they are debating between a 500 or 1100 Rebel from Honda. And I think with that all being said, as always stay amazing. See you guys in the next one. Peace. The pops?
Anything pops.
It's amazing.
Downshift pop. Upshift
Pop.
Gas
This
pop. Anything pop.